So believe it or not, Cars and Coffee is actually one of my favorite ways to build new relationships and get new customers into the shop. So if you don't know me really quick, I started mobile detailing back in 2016. We transitioned to a shop and I transitioned into a full-time consultant and agency owner and helping our shop scale and grow. Going to Cars and Coffee events is one of my favorite things to do on the weekends, not just for the enjoyment of looking at the cars and talking to other people, but also for the business reasons. Now, whether we like it or not, we are in the automotive industry, and I think that we have to be grateful that we're in an industry where Cars and Coffees, car shows, this is something we can call our networking events. I don't know how many industries can say something like that, where we can go and look at cool cars and say this is business, but we are definitely blessed to be able to show up and then say this is what we do for a living. I started detailing back in 2016 for my love of vehicles. Always been a car enthusiast since a kid, and I still am now. But over the course of the years, I found that there's a right way of getting customers at these events, and there's also a wrong way of doing so. So I want to share my 6 tips I have for you on how you can start getting customers from these events. So number 1, just showing up. That's obviously the first thing. What you're trying to do is just build relationships. You're not there to sell anybody at all. You are going there just to make friends. Because people buy from people, and they want to have somebody reliable and somebody who they can trust to work on their vehicle. If you think about all your best customers, chances are you have some kind of working relationship with that kind of person. You've known them over the years, they are either an acquaintance or a friend or a close friend, whatever it may be. And this is what you're trying to do here. Naturally, as you're going through the conversation, what you do will naturally come up in the conversational thread, and then you can start talking about what you do. The quick tip number 2 is to just provide value first. You need to establish yourself as an expert and as an authoritative figure in the space. So you can show them something on your car, you can show them something on their car, but again, what you're trying not to do is to pitch them. You're just trying to provide value and just build a relationship and make a friend. Quick tip number 3 is sometimes I know that there's some people who may find it daunting to try to strike up as many conversations as possible. And also there's people that will go into these events and walk out with 5 new best friends. That's just, we fall somewhere on that spectrum of being extroverted and introverted. But regardless, what you want to do is just start with their passion. These people have worked hard on their vehicle, whether it's working hard on purchasing it or working hard on getting it up and running, building it, and bringing it out to these events. So naturally, just walk up to somebody and ask them about their vehicle. Usually people like talking about themselves. You know, there's a saying that someone's favorite word is their own name, and I think that at Cars and Coffee, the second word I'd like to hear is something about the vehicle. So when you start with that one, it opens up conversation. 4th tip I have is always wear your brand when you're out and about. Now, this also applies to when you're going grocery shopping, getting gas, whatever it may be. You just need to keep showing up these places, but when you continually just show up at these events wearing your branding, one, I've actually had people come up to me and say, hey, I'm looking for a detail shop, what do you guys do? Or ask them questions about it. Or hey, I saw your ads, I saw you guys make this kind of content, and kind of start to become a local celebrity. But also, once you're having a conversation with somebody, sometimes people will point it out as well. And that's, again, another opening point for you guys. You just always need to be representing your company as best as possible. 5th tip I have is to follow up with them. If you get somebody's contact information, when you get home, while you're still top of mind, while they still remember who you are, send a quick message and say, hey, pleasure chatting with you earlier. Here's some more information about your vehicle, some information about coatings, paint protection film that we talked about, whatever it may be, to continue the conversation. Because if you don't follow up with them, the chance that person is probably going to forget about who you are when you try to reach out a week later, a month later, so on and so forth. So you need to make sure you establish another conversation away from this event. And again, you're not trying to push them into a sale, you're just trying to continue that conversation after the event. And the last tip is just be a regular. Continue to show up at these events. Building that, keep showing up, you keep showing the same face, people keep seeing your brand, that familiarity will definitely help you in the long run. They'll start to recognize you and start to feel more comfortable around you. Have fun, right? We're so blessed and to be in this industry where we can go to these events and then call it business networking. Bonus tip, pick your battles, right? You don't want to go, if you walk into a car show and they have the Beach Boys playing and there's just nothing but Corvettes and classic cars, those people are probably not going to be your type to talk to. So find the good events around you, shake some hands, build relationships, and just show up.